Hi, this is Simon and welcome to another Marvelous Videos. Human beings have been fascinated by large monsters for eons. We come across several behemoths and terrifying creatures from mythology. However, in the 21st century, video games make up the bulk of our fascination with monsters. The Resident Evil franchise is no exception. With its plethora of viruses and parasites, the game has fascinated gamers ever since the first installment, and over the years, it has only expanded on this fascination. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video to explore 16 of the largest monsters that we witnessed so far in this series. Before we go into explanation, we do have a very small request. If you like our content, then please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Number 1. Malakoda. The Malakoda is a gigantic, irregular mutant that appears during the event of Resident Evil Revelations and is first witnessed by the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. The worm-like creature is almost 600 feet tall and has a tumorous growth all across its body. These creatures have no eyes, and the top of the head is covered in smooth plates, while the tail ends up in a gaping opening with sharp teeth on its edges. In Revelations, a large organism infected by one of these parasites attacked Jessica, Sherrawat, and Chris Redfield while they were trying to get on board Queen Zenobia. During the first attack, they were able to ward off creatures by destroying its tentacles. However, while Jill Valentine was exploring the laboratory of the ship, a Malakoda broke the glass and flooded the chamber with the T-Abyss virus. During the subsequent encounter, the creature was in its true form, which resembled an enormous whale and numerous respawning tentacles while Chris and Jill were trying to get off the ship. The creature destroyed the helicopter and was only temporarily incapacitated after they fired rockets at it. They could only kill the creature for good after boarding the second helicopter and firing a missile down its throat. Number 2. Haos. The Haos was an enormous octopus-like creature. However, its origin is hard to determine since it has a face that appears humanoid, standing at 200 feet tall. The creature appeared in Resident Evil 6 and was the ultimate bioweapon created by Carla Radamanes and the Neo Umbrella under Project Haos to spread the C virus across the globe. It was able to endure a lot of gunfire and was extremely resilient to injuries in general. However, the creature was vulnerable to electricity and was injured when Pierce Nivens attacked it with electricity. Once injured, it would retreat to a safe place and recuperate by forming a chrysalid around its wounds, adding to its resilience to die. The creature has tentacles instead of conventional limbs. It also has the ability to change its mass, depending on the situation, by transforming into a chrysalid and condensing itself. Its translucent skin can be attributed to the fact that it was only 70.03% incubated when it was released. The creature was kept in an entirely underwater facility upon its completion. Carla's plan was to release the creature once it was fully developed to disperse the virus in a gaseous state after agamogenesis. However, the creature had to be released before it was fully developed under Plan D, a contingency plan which stated that Haos would be released regardless of its stage of development in case Carla died. Chris and Piers saw Haos in a giant chrysalid when they infiltrated the facility to save Shelley and Jake. It attacked them as if they were trying to escape to the facility. They had a hard time fighting and escaping this mammoth creature, but it finally died under the rubble of an exploding underwater facility. Number 3. Uroboros Aheri. The Uroboros Aheri was created when the virally created giant Uroboros creature rejected the DNA of Exela Gioni. This resulted in a mutation of her body instead of making her superhuman. Knowing very well about the consequences, Albert Wesner abandoned her on the deck of the tanker after injecting her. The creature then went on to absorb the Majani corpses with its tentacles, allowing it to grow its massive size over 100 feet, in hopes it would be capable of getting rid of BSAA agents Chris Redfield and Shiva Alomar. The Aheri has 4 small cores that have to be destroyed by the player before they can access the massive main core to kill the creature once and for all. The creature often attacks Chris and Shiva by producing small Uroboros tentacles, which aren't very potent but provide herbs and ammo when killed. It is advised for the player to kill as many tentacles as they can to accumulate resources.
It's huge! What the hell is it?
Number 4. V-Complex. The V-Complex made its one and only appearance in Resident Evil: The Dark Chronicles. The creature was created when Javier Hidalgo merged with the Veronica plant after the defeat of Hilda Hidalgo. The creature had several limbs, flailing tentacles, and talons that looked like a scythe. The creature was capable of reproducing asexually to produce subordinate creatures that could fly and would protect the complex at all costs. The creature's most vulnerable spot was its underbelly, which contained the vestigial remains of Javier. This 80 feet tall monstrosity attacked Jack, Leon, and Manuela while they were recovering from their battle with Hilda. Leon and Krauser attacked the monster but could barely inflict any damage, only aggravating it even more than it already was. However, when Manuela harnessed the power of the Veronica virus against the monster, it was incapacitated to allow Javier to take control of himself and beg to be killed. Leon and Krauser shot the exposed core on its underbelly, killing the creature as per Javier's wishes. The creature would have contaminated 60% of Amazon within 48 hours if it hadn't been stopped.
Like my rock bomb? Okay.
Number 5. Megafly. The Megafly is the final form of Derek C. Simmons that resembles a housefly but displays several nuances of other insectoid species and appears in Resident Evil 6. This final mutation is the largest form of Simmons, standing at over 65 feet tall. By the time Derek mutated into the Megafly, he had lost most of his human consciousness. The creature is capable of flying and spits acidic projectiles at its victims while trying to trample them with its giant claws. When the creature got injured, it would feed on the other creatures infected by the C virus, which enabled it to heal faster, and it was often spotted feeding on other zombies. The vulnerability of this creature lays in its eyes and the soft ligaments on its joints. Once Leon and Helena had injured these vital points on the creature, they tricked it into the feeding on a zombie that was impaled on a lightning rod, leading to the creature getting injured after the rod attracted a bolt of lightning. However, to kill the creature once and for all, Leon blasted it with a rocket launcher. Number 6. Del Lago. The Del Lago is an aquatic bioorganic weapon that appears in Resident Evil 4. The creature was created by Los Illuminados, a terrorist cult, by manipulating the DNA of a salamander and infecting it with the Plaga parasite. The creature was enormous, standing at over 60 feet tall, and resided in a lake close to El Pueblo, near the base of the Los Illuminados. The cult would use the creature to get rid of any evidence, disposing of the corpses of interlopers and outsiders into the lake for the creature to feed on. During a mission to rescue Ashley Graham, the daughter of the erstwhile President U.S. Secret Service agent Leon S. Kennedy investigated the lake. He was on a small motorboat when the creature attacked him, and he used harpoons to ward off the creature. A mooring rope got stuck on the creature during this encounter, and the creature pulled the boat with it as it swam around the lake. When Leon finally killed the creature, it dropped to the bottom of the lake, but unfortunately, a mooring rope got entangled with Leon's feet, which would have dragged him down along with the creature if he had not cut it using his combat knife. Number 7. Eveline. Eveline was a humanoid bioorganic weapon created by Mother Miranda and the criminal organization known as the Connections. Also known by her codename E001, Eveline was created by Miranda to be used as a medium to revive her daughter, Eva. This, however, didn't work out because of Eveline's unhealthy fixation with having her own family, which would make her act violently. She had the consciousness of a human, albeit that of an infant. Eveline went on to destroy the ship she was being transported on and went on to infest her savior Jack Baker and his family with mold powers. She would also force her surrogate mother Mia to write a letter to Ethan in order to lure him to Duvley, Louisiana, to become her father. Although she was killed by Ethan with the aid of the BSAA, a part of her remained in Ethan's consciousness because of his connection to the mold. Later, Ethan's daughter would face off against Black God Super Colony, which had preserved a part of Eveline's consciousness. Later, Rose escaped with the help of Ethan himself, whose consciousness is preserved within the Black God. In her final form, Eveline stood over 50 feet tall. Number 8. Yawn. The Yawn was developed by the Umbrella Corporation in their Arklay Mountain facility as an experimental bioorganic weapon and appeared in Resident Evil and its remake as a boss character. The creature appears as a ferocious, enlarged snake. It managed to escape the facility during the experimentation and went into hiding in the mansion above the facility. After the T-virus outbreak, the creature further increased in size, standing at almost 40 feet tall, and large boils appeared on its body, parting its scales and also increasing the potency of its poison. The creature would swallow its prey whole and feed on uninfected Umbrella Corporation workers during the outbreak to survive. The Yawn was hiding on the upper floor of the Arklay mansion when the Special Tactics and Rescue Squad went inside to investigate. The player encounters the creature for the first time in the attic, where it attacks the player by biting with a high chance of poisoning the player. After sustaining enough damage, the Yawn escapes through the fireplace. It shows up again at the library of the mansion. However, in this encounter, the player can kill the creature for good after inflicting enough damage. After the death of Yawn, the Umbrella Corporation refrained from experimenting on another snake-based bioweapon because of the volatile nature of the mutations. Number 9. Queen Leech. Queen Leech appeared in Resident Evil 0 and was created using a single progenitor infected leech. It was created by James Marcus, the co-founder of the Umbrella Corporation and the developer of the T-virus. Marcus was assassinated while conducting experiments on the specimen by Oswald Spencer's agents. During the assassination, the leech escaped from its container and fell onto the dead body of Marcus and crawled inside its mouth. Although the body of Marcus was disposed of at an old water treatment plant, the virus within the leech merged with the DNA of Marcus and took control of his body, as well as assimilated his memories. It took 10 years for the biological fusion to take place, and Marcus was resurrected in the summer of 1998. Since the leech had the memories of Marcus, for which it had an insatiable urge to seek revenge against the Umbrella Corporation, the leech could control other infected leeches. It attacked the Arklay mansion and dispersed with the T-virus, infecting all the personnel at the lab. The leech also attacked the Ecliptic Express, transforming all the passengers into zombies. However, Marcus's plans were halted by Billy Cohen and Rebecca Chambers, who survived the derailing of the Ecliptic Express and fought their way through numerous zombies to attack Marcus within the treatment plant. It is there that Marcus transforms into his true state, standing at over 30 feet tall. Billy and Rebecca successfully defeat the creature after luring it into the sunlight, which makes the creature weak. Number 10. Ogroman. The Ogroman is an enormous human-like bioorganic weapon created by the Neo-Umbrella Corporation by merging the C-virus with human tissues. This creature stands over 30 feet tall, with blotchy skin and has several notches on its body. The sturdy creature can take a lot of damage, and the player needs to use an immense amount of firepower to kill the creature. The vulnerability of the creature lies on a device attached to the hump on its back, which connects to several vital organs. Once this device is removed, the creature becomes susceptible to damage. After the Ogroman dies, it disintegrates into a mound of flesh, which in itself is quite deadly. Neo-Umbrella had created at least 3 Ogromans. The Edonian Liberation Army brought 2 of them to use in the Edonian Civil War of 2012. The ELA's commanding officer sent these 2 creatures to fight against the BSAA, despite warnings from Carla Radams about the flaws in its design of the creature. The first one was killed by Chris Redfield and Piers Nivens, while the second one was killed in an airstrike. The last of the 3 was encountered by Chris and Piers on the deck of Neo-Umbrella's aircraft carrier. It had been released to stop the duo Bravo from disabling the missiles aimed at Lanxiang. However, Piers successfully deactivated the missile while Chris distracted the creature. The creature died once the aircraft carrier was destroyed. Number 11. Kipepeo. The Kipepeo are humongous flying creatures with multiple wings, which were created by Tricell and are a form of Type 2 plaga. They were created to be sold to terrorists because of their flight capabilities. It derives its name from the Swahili word for butterfly. These creatures are enormous, comparable to the size of a truck, and stand at around 30 feet tall. They have a horned humanoid head that looks demonic. The creature also has curved mandibles and numerous tiny insectoid legs with claws at the end resembling scythes. The Kipepeo uses its legs exclusively for combat since they are too small to support its weight. The creature also has claws on its lower body, similar to a pincer on a crustacean. These claws are a force to be reckoned with, considering the sheer size of the creature. Kirk Matheson died when a flock of Kipepeo attacked his helicopter, which was witnessed by Chris and Shiva. This form of plaga also provided a lot of obstacles when Doug was trying to rescue Josh Stone and Jill Valentine from their evacuation coordinates. Number 12. El Gigante. El Gigante was a gigantic troll-like creature developed by the Los Illuminados cult and is around 25 feet tall. The cult used an unknown method to dramatically increase the size of the human subject before using the Las Plagas parasite on the subject to create the monster. The creature isn't very intelligent and showcases feral barbaric behavior similar to a wild animal. Only 4 of these creatures were created by the cult because of their savage behavior and the difficulty of handling them. El Gigante literally translates to the giant in Spanish. Leon Kennedy of the US SOCOM had to fight all 4 of these creatures ever created. El Gigantes have extremely tough skin that enables them to take a lot of damage. The size of the creature is its ultimate weapon, where it uses its weight to crush its adversaries. However, it also uses nearby trees and rocks as its weapons. To combat the creature, the player needs to stun the creature using immense firepower. It is advised to attack the creature from the back, since the creature is quite dumb. It is easily distracted when it has more than one target to attack. Once the creature has sustained enough damage, the parasite within the creature bursts out from its back. Once the player kills the plaga parasite, the El Gigante dies automatically. Number 13. Ndesu. The Ndesu is a humanoid monstrosity that makes its first appearance in Resident Evil 5. The creature was created by Tricell to be deployed in Kijuju, a small nation in Africa. The creature was developed based on the El Gigante, but unlike the El Gigante, which was made only using one plaga parasite, the Ndesu has multiple. The creature is around 2 stories tall and stands at the height of above 20 feet. It has muddy grey skin along with a beard of the same colour. It is covered in scars and has spiny cuffs on its forelegs and forearms. The creature wears a pair of torn shorts held together with a belt of ropes. Its belt is adorned with corpses of human beings it has previously killed. Similar to El Gigante, the Ndesu uses its immense strength to fight its adversaries. It is capable of picking up people and cars and even uprooting trees. The Ndesu kills its prey by squashing them using its hands and feet, since it has multiple plaga in its body. It is very challenging to kill the creature. However, sustained fire from heavy weaponry such as minigun will stun the creature and the plagas will emerge from the various scars on its body. Once the plague was taken care of all the plagas, a larger plaga will emerge from the spinal column of the beast. Killing the spinal plaga will kill the Ndesu for good. Number 14. Plant 42. Plant 42 appears in Resident Evil and its remake. The gigantic mutated plant derives its name from Point 42, the place where it was located, and has a bulbous body and several vines. The exact species of Plant 42 before its mutation is unknown. The creature was encountered hanging from the ceiling of Point 42 with its roots extended down into the aqua ring of the Arclay laboratory, which enabled it to absorb the vast amounts of water. Due to the T-virus mutation, the plant becomes carnivorous and would feed on personnel of the Umbrella Corporation during the contamination event. event. The creature uses its vines to stab its victim and drain out their blood. The creature could also eject toxic acid from its vine while releasing lethal spores from its bulb. When the stars encountered the planet, they found it quite tricky to get rid of the creature. With the help of a small chemistry lab, they were able to prepare a compound named V-Jolt, which was specifically designed to tackle mutations in plants. They went on to contaminate the root of the plant with this compound, which enabled them to destroy the plant, which has been substantially weakened. Once the bulb of the plant was destroyed, the plant dried up and died. Number 15. Ustanak. The Ustanak was a humanoid bioorganic weapon modeled on a former employee of Carla Radames. It played a crucial role in hunting Jake Muller in Neo Umbrella's pursuit of creating an enhanced C-virus. The pale-skinned creature is muscular and tall, has few remnants of its platinum blonde hair from its human form, and is around 10 feet tall. The creature's face is very mutated with twisted overlapping skin, with certain parts being stapled down. It has only one eye with a gaping maw for a mouth. However, the most distinctive feature of the creature is its right arm, which was surgically attached and had access to a plethora of accessories like a hydraulic claw to a mining drill attached to it. The Ustanak is a formidable adversary because it is very agile despite its size. The creature is loyal to Carla Radames and follows her instructions obediently. It charges at its target brutally and can switch the attachment on its right arm depending on the combat situation. For example, it uses a claw to capture Jake, but then switches to a shotgun to get rid of the rest of the team. While standing up against a helicopter, it changes to a chain gun, although its main weapon is its right arm. The creature is quite lethal, even when it engages its victims in hand-to-hand combat. Number 16. Nemesis T-Type. The Nemesis T-Type was a lethal series of bioorganic weapons created by the number 6 laboratory of Umbrella Europe in order to sell them to the US Army. Also known as the Pursuer, the Nemesis T-Type has been enhanced with the Nemesis A, which not only makes it demonstrate humanoid-level intelligence, but also showcases self-awareness and rational thinking, enabling it to handle complex activities. The skin of the creature appears corroded because of the brown stains on its skin, which is a result of the chemical secretions of the Nemesis A. The creature has 3 notable forms. In its first form, it stands at around 8.7 feet tall and is quite agile. It can crush its opponents with its bare hands and has a protective bulletproof jacket, which is even impervious to rocket projectiles. After the creature has sustained enough damage to destroy its protective coat, it transforms into its second form, where it triples in size, puts on a significant amount of muscle mass, and becomes more of a wild animal walking on all fours. In this form, it depends entirely on its strength to get the work done, where it's capable of destroying military concrete floors even with one blow. It takes on its final form after being submerged in extremely corrosive chemicals. It first develops a cocoon resembling a slug and then emerges to showcase a bigger body. It further develops 2 multi-segmented arms, which it utilizes to attack its prey. However, its head and the exposed jaw from its previous forms prevail, where one bite from the creature kills any human being. Its body resembles a huge blob with a prominent heart that can be witnessed through its exposed ribs. Marvelous verdict. These were the 16 of the largest monsters to come out of the Resident Evil franchise. They have different powers and skills with varying degrees of potency. Yeah, a creature's size isn't everything, but it certainly adds to the intimidating factor. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And for more exciting videos, please subscribe to our channel.